Ready, 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 ready. Good Monday morning. It's 8 a.m. on the East Coast. I'm your host, BKP, live here in Ellijay, Georgia. Little rainy this morning. Whoa! Josh, I just looked down and my clock says it's 9. Somebody did not set my clock back. I will be confused all morning. You know, with me, it's the little things. But I am glad to be here this Monday morning. I want to say welcome to all of our new viewers. And I know we have new viewers out there because we had an amazing weekend, especially this Saturday, as Team FYN Sports, FYNTV.com, broadcast the Mountain Football League Super Bowl. Thousands were tuned in. Yes, from California, Colorado, viewers all over. And so we want to welcome our new viewers this morning that may be coming back to FYNTV.com to say, what in the world does this guy say on Monday mornings? Well, you'll find out. Let's tell them how to get in touch with us, Josh. If you ever want to get in touch with the show, that is 706-889-9700, chief@fetchernews.com. Those are all of our social media ways to follow us. So let's get started on elections. One more day. Tomorrow, the polls will be open at 7 a.m. in the morning, and we will go, the polls close at 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30. It depends on what state you're in the big, massive U.S. of A. Are you ready for this to be over? We have, what's it like to go to a Trump rally? Now, today is the day I want to make my predictions. And I have waited up till now because I just wanted to keep rolling some things around. You know the old joke, the marbles that roll around up here. I wanted those to keep just rolling around and rolling around until I felt good to say it on camera. Because, hey, I lead the league on going out on a limb. I'll go out on a limb. My problem is every once in a while, just a little too far, it snaps. But I'm going to do it today. I'm going to do it on video. And I'm going to tell you what I think of the House, Senate, my upset pick, all the above. Now, so we're going to do that. It is the last day we have to listen to, very last day we have to listen to. Let me pull up all of my pictures. Josh is moving right along. I got a lot of stuff to work with today. So my question to you, Josh, if you have it, okay, I would like number 39. Now, I probably know the answer, okay? All right. Do you have 37? All right. 39, 37 is the ones I would like to have. So we're going to work through everything. What's it mean? The numbers at the Trump rallies, okay? What does that mean? That many the numbers at the Trump rally. I watched Macon, Georgia. I did not go. Some people are wondering why I did not go to Macon, Georgia. Some people are kind of caught off guard that I did not travel down to Macon. Macon is about 3.5 hours from the house. So many of you, all right, there we go. That's a shock right there, Josh. You have to say I have it ready. Those two people you just can't put on the screen. Oh my gosh. I don't know what Josh tried to do to me this morning. There you go. We only have one more day. Just one more day, folks, left for the DNC campaign networks. These are campaign networks, MSNBC and CNN, to lie to the American people with their blue wave agenda. We only have one more day. These two right here, CNN, to lie to the American people about their blue wave agenda. They are in overtime mode. Watched both of them this morning. They have decided to yell racism, Charlottesville, and pre-existing conditions. They've come down to about three things topics that they're just going to yell over and over until tomorrow morning, hoping that Charlottesville, racism, and pre-existing conditions will stop you from going and making a tragic mistake, according to them, and voting Republican, but it will not work. So, which one? The other one? Yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. There they are, the sourpusses. There you go, Josh. That's America's couple right there. Always looking for the sky to fall. Yes, the sourpusses, only one more day for them to cry. Now, the Trump rallies. Let's go there. Get the sourpusses off the screen. At 8:30 this morning, my guest will be Georgia State Senator Steve Gooch. Okay, now, State Senator Steve Gooch, that would be the guy with his hand in the air. I don't know if he's asking the President of the United States to pick him to run with him as vice president, just joking around there. But that is President Donald Trump last night in Macon, Georgia, and behind there is State Senator Steve Gooch. He's going to be our guest at 8:30. We're going to talk to him about what is the truth. You know, the media won't tell us the truth on the numbers, how many were there. I've got some numbers that have been given to me by some people that attended that asked people in authority like the Macon County Airport Authority and got some numbers from them. But we're going to talk to Georgia State Senator Steve Gooch about the state of the election in Georgia and what it's like to be at a Trump rally. So he'll be our guest at 8:30. What is it like to be at a Trump rally? What do the numbers mean? Now, my shock prediction for tomorrow, let me get it out of the way. Some people hold this to the end and tease and tease and tease, but I said I would be shocked if this person won. Give me that Manchin Morrissey picture. I said I would be shocked if Patrick Morrissey beat Joe Manchin. And it's like playing the lottery and you got to pick the wild card number. I'm going with Patrick Morrissey. Trump was in Huntington, West Virginia the other night, and I know he goes to Huntington because when you go to Huntington, you get that Ohio market. All right, you get that Ohio market, you get some Pennsylvania market there, and you get big Ohio market, you get some Kentucky market, but at the same time, he was in Huntington, West Virginia. Two things happen here that I want to go way out on the limb, and I'm going to start the show so far out on the limb. Maybe Patrick Morrissey wins, and only if you know West Virginia do you realize what a big prediction that is. I said I would be shocked if he wins, but I'm going with it. Patrick Morrissey, I picked for West Virginia to win the Senate. I pick him to be early enough tomorrow night that sadness will fill all of the halls and the rooms of the Democrats. Because trust me, if Morrissey pulls off a win and it's pretty early in the evening, that will have your NBC, ABC, MSNBC, your lion Brian Williams. It'll have all of them crying. They will be tears, and it won't be of joy. Second on this, and I'll move along, okay? Second on this, and I'll move along, is if Joe Manchin wins, he becomes a Republican. The Senate will be so strong Republican. After tomorrow, Joe Manchin will become a Republican. And the last prediction there, I know nothing. Just let's throw it out. Georgia Senator David Perdue will talk Joe into coming over. Perdue likes Joe. I know he does. And he's going to talk him into coming over if he wins. Morrissey for the shocker. Manchin comes over to Republican because Republican Senate will be so strong. 57, 58, yes. Watch and see tomorrow. The red wave is in, and that's my numbers. Okay, now, one more I want to get out of the way because I am not being negative. It's my promise. I'm not being negative. But yesterday in Macon, let me get this behind us. There was a representative. Now, Trump ran through so many of the representatives' names that were there, and he said, hey, you know, these Georgia representatives, they need no help. They're fine, but I said, hey, I want to help them anyway. So he read off a list of names, but here is one Georgia representative. He did not read off the name, and that is Georgia 6th District, Karen Handel. Put that picture up. He did not read that off. Now, Handel is running against Sally Macbeth. I think that's her name, right? I think it's her name. It's Macbeth. Lucy, not Sally. That's out in Arizona. Lucy Macbeth, okay? Karen Handel is running against Lucy Macbeth. And the poll from yesterday that came out, the New York Times Siena poll, has Macbeth up 46, Handel 44. So Macbeth shows a 2-point lead there in the Georgia 6th District, according to the polls. We're going to talk about polls today. All right, but that is one name Trump did not read off yesterday, the 6th District there for Karen Handel. Remember, Karen Handel won that district just about a year ago against John Ossoff, and the 6th District of Georgia became the most expensive congressional race in the United States history ever, that 6th District. And here, Handel, this is not John Ossoff, and the money's not as big in this race as last time. And Karen Handel is now, Macbeth is a carpetbagger, just like that. She has a homestead there in the 6th District, but she does not live there. I don't know what it is with the candidates of the 6th District outside of Karen Handel thinking, hey, I'll go into the 6th and run. I just don't want to live there. I understand her residence is out of state, even in Tennessee. I don't know all the details, but I do know that's one of the races that the president did not mention. But even though they call it suburban, white women Republicans that will switch over and vote for Stacey Abrams, which I do not believe will happen. I think, although Trump did not announce Karen Handel's name, just Trump's enthusiasm and Brian Kemp on the ballot, Karen Handel will win. But that one's going to be tight in the 6th District. Now, let's get to polling numbers. All right? Yes, wait a minute. Before we go any further, yes, I understand, okay? You're not talking about Kemp's office opens investigation into Georgia Democrats for possible cybercrime. Yeah, I know, but I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about the election itself tomorrow. Today, we are making predictions. We are looking at here on this show what we think will happen tomorrow in Georgia. And then the tea leaves are outside of Georgia. We're going to try our best to look at national elections also. But Kemp's office opens investigation into Georgia Democrats for possible cyber crimes. And that is on the New York Times, Washington Post, you name it, it's out there. And they're upset about it this morning. But they even called it, and I'm going to give it to you, Eugene Robinson on MSNBC. I'm going to give you one, a blast from the past that probably many of you will not recognize the name or know why Eugene Robinson on MSNBC said it. But they talked about it on MSNBC this morning. Let's see which one that is. Hang tight here. I got it. Let's see. You got, it's way down there. You wouldn't happen to have number 48, would you? If you don't have it, that's the one I would. All right, 48 is the one I want. But Eugene Robinson brought up this morning on MSNBC, he called Kemp's office, he said it is Frank Rizzo politics. Whoa, Frank Rizzo politics. Oh, I need my glasses. I hope I didn't forget them. They're somewhere. What's that say on there? Can you read it for the audience? Because I can't see it. New York Times headline.
It says, Brian Kemp's office, without citing evidence, investigates Georgia Democrats over alleged hack.
No evidence over alleged hack, but that is what is on MSNBC, and they call it Frank Rizzo style politics. That's some kneecap busting of Frank Rizzo, the former mayor of Philadelphia, Republican mayor, okay? I always said Frank Rizzo was a little rough. It was really I won't get stuck here, but I actually kept up with Frank Rizzo's races back in the late 70s and early 80s for mayor of Philadelphia. And I'll never forget the voters, okay? And at this time, I worked with about 6 black construction workers. This is a true story. I worked with about 6 black construction workers in Philadelphia, 1984, maybe, I don't know, somewhere around there, early 80s. But anyhow, the last time Frank Rizzo ran for mayor, and I asked these guys, are you going to vote? Now, these are black construction workers in the city of Philadelphia. Are you going to vote for Republican Frank Rizzo? And they looked at me and said, you know what? Frank may be a little shady. He may be a little crooked. There may be a little something going on with Frank. But I'll tell you what, when he's mayor, we got a job. I don't know. They said when he's mayor, we always had a job. So I don't know. Trump, you might not like what he says. You might not like the way he goes about it. You might wish that he would go about it a different way. But you know what? With him as president, you got a job. Wages are going up, and you don't feel so bad. Gas is $2.58 a gallon somewhere. There you go. So anyhow, so I'm not going to talk about that or get stuck on that. I'm going to talk about the polls. All right? So first of all, early voting. Let's go into early voting. Let's do that one first. So let's go to number 1. Now, this is a big number, and this is something I make a prediction on also. It says, this is Target Smart, turnout among 18 to 29-year-olds compared to 2014. Already in early voting, all right? So they're looking at your millennials in early voting, 18 to 29-year-olds compared to 2014. Arizona is up 186%. Florida is up 111%. Georgia, 362%. Michigan, 164%. Nevada, 409%. Tennessee, 663%. Texas, 447%. Okay? Now, I'm going to make a prediction that's not... I'm going to tell you what I think what you're seeing here that is not scientific, just my opinion. This is just the bottom line. At my age, I do not early vote. I don't believe in early voting. I do not have a problem that you early vote. The state said you can. You go do it, whether I agree or not. But I will vote tomorrow. I will go to Cherry Log, Georgia, and I will cast my ballot tomorrow morning at 10:12, right after the show. Because that'll be the last thing I say tomorrow is, hey, I got to run vote. I'll see you Wednesday. So anyhow, what I see here is people have become more comfortable. Now, we did some great articles. If you go to FetcherNews.com, Gilmer County, Fannin County, Lumpkin County, you start looking around Towns County, go to all those counties. We did some great articles on early voting this weekend. How many, what the percent is up, and what it may show in the rural counties to be a plus for Brian Kemp. But what I feel with this number here is, you know, there was a time when people had fear in my age of online purchases. Yeah, there was a time when people said, you know, Sears will always be there because people will want to go to the store and get their cotton dockers right off the rack. No, we have switched. I, for one, really didn't think that people would buy clothes. You might buy, you might buy a computer. I don't know. You might buy some other products offline, but clothes, no. But yes, it is switched just in the last 10 years. Cyber Monday, and when you start seeing the numbers of online holiday shopping over the last 10 years, is a comfort or a convenience that we now accept. That's all it is with early voting. That's it. And especially the 18 to 29-year-olds, okay, compared to 2014. For me, my opinion on this poll, yes, it's astronomical. But that doesn't mean there's going to be a big dash to get in line tomorrow. These people want to beat the line. They leave at lunch. They run over there at 2. They got a break. Okay? They go at times when they think they can get in and out. They don't believe, this generation does not believe in election day. It's changed. They don't believe in election day. They're okay with going on Saturday. They're okay with going early voting. I mean, they would be okay with online voting in the future. This generation, 18 to 29, does not believe in election day, is my opinion. I'm not this impressed because MSNBC this morning come right out of the box with Democrats have to hope that this age group does not stay home. And in order for a win, some people may be out there, Republicans, shaking a little bit saying, oh my God, look at the up numbers in the 18 to 29-year-old. I'm just going to tell you, they're not standing in line tomorrow. The numbers for the 18 to 29 on election day will drop drastically. All this is my opinion. This is the age group that says, hey, we don't believe in election day. If we're going to go vote, we're going to go vote. So now voting's not up in youth. The amount of early voting is up this amount. Young people don't believe in election day. That is BKP's opinion. Okay? Here are the early voting numbers nationally right now. What we see, let's go to number 6. Okay? Here are the early voting numbers on number 6. 34,789,998. That's how many have cast their votes early. Florida, you can see 4,390,170. Georgia, 2,075,801. Texas, 5,808,588. And Tennessee, 1,366,135. That is your early votes for 4 states, target states that they're looking at today. Again, people are comfortable with early voting. Now, all the signs say, I do not agree with all the signs saying, even Nate Silverman, okay? He can't predict. I watched him yesterday on ABC. Keep in mind, these pollsters, they're funded through big corporate networks. ABC funds the 53792, whatever project he is. They fund that. Nate Silverman is funded, okay? So don't get confused. He was on ABC, George Stephanopoulos yesterday. They cannot pick. We'll talk about polls and why I think they're wrong later in the show, but this is all we're doing all morning long, okay? So early and absentee votes, I just believe this shows. I'm going to tell you, let's say this, 65 and older. A lot of them are early voting. Don't take it wrong. They got nothing else to do in the afternoon, all right? They stop by the deli, get some soup, some crackers. What do you want to do this afternoon, Marge? Hey, let's go buy a vote. Go buy a vote. We'll say hello, walk to the courthouse, and then we'll vote real quick, right? Just saying. Don't get mad at me. It's a little fun. But the people that were concerned 10 years ago about early voting have made up their mind. They do make up their mind. They don't wait for a last-minute 30-second ad that just yells Charlottesville over and over. They don't wait for Michael Bloomberg to put $2 million into a campaign and say, hey, you know what, we need to vote Democrat, and here's the reason why. They vote early now, and again, although I do not, okay? You know, it's like the kids used to say, Dad, you're the only one that doesn't do it anymore, that doesn't do it. Everybody else is doing it, Dad, but you. Well, this is one of those things. Dad's just not doing it until Election Day. But that being said, these are the early votes. Americans are just getting comfortable with it more and more. Just like online shopping, they go vote. So that's my opinion. We're going to, let's see what I have here. Let's see what we have here. One more. I'm going to go with one more. I want to go with one more. And let me go with one more. I have one more. Josh, give me number 10 before we go to break. Okay? Now, this is the polls. We're going to talk about polls after our guest. But this is what you're going to be sold all day long by the corporate media, ABC and CBS and MSNBC. Democrats now are at 52, Republicans 54 in a generic congressional ballot. You're going to hear Democrats have the edge. period. Do we have our caller? Huh? Okay. We'll wait for our caller to call back. Maybe rang twice and hung up. Maybe he wasn't ready yet. I said 9:27. All right. That's what you're going to hear. Is Democrats have an edge. Let me see which one it is here. Let's see. Let me tell you this before we go to the rally numbers, or before we go to our guest. 30,000 in Macon, okay? Now, I'm getting people telling me 62,000. My understanding is, because I'm not going to dispute numbers with my friends this morning, but my understanding is 62,000 is who clicked online and printed out tickets. 62,000. I understand thousands, by security reasons, were not able to get into this hangar. Thousands. But I understand within the area where Trump spoke yesterday in Macon, 30,000. Okay? So I think our guest is just called 30,000 in Macon, 12,000 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's 42,000 in one day. Okay? So we're going to take a brief break, and when we return, we'll have State Senator Steve Gooch on the line with us, Georgia State Senator Steve Gooch. He was behind the president at that rally yesterday in Macon, and we're going to talk to him about Georgia politics, how he feels the GOP is going to do, and also how electric and that rally was with the president yesterday. I'm going to take a brief break. We're going to be doing this all morning long. We'll be back right after these messages with State Senator Steve Gooch. Take us a break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and J, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Okay, folks, we are back. I am on the line with Georgia State Senator Steve Gooch. Senator Gooch, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well, Brian. Good morning.
All right, wait a minute. Whoa. I don't want to sound like this right out of the box. You were supposed to say I'm all fired up.
I'm tired. I've drove all night. I'm worn out. I feel like you. I heard you had a busy weekend too, and so yeah, I had an awesome time in Macon yesterday. I drove down yesterday afternoon and got into the hangar and sat there for about 3 hours, and man, it just got more and more exciting the longer we waited for that Air Force One to land, and the crowds were pumped up. I just sent you a picture. I don't know if you have time to get it up or not, but
we're not
there
gonna
must have been 20.
We'll get it throughout the show. I didn't mean to interrupt
Okay,
you.
good. There must have been 20,000 people there. I've never seen anything like it at a political rally before, never. And I've been doing this for a long time, but it was incredible. The enthusiasm and the excitement throughout that whole place, man, it was rocking.
Well, folks, for you at home that looking at the picture, we have State Senator Steve Gooch. That would be him right behind the President of the United States, Donald Trump, last night. Holding your campaign sign. Let me ask you a question on the crowd side. I mean, size. I know you said 20, but I won't mention any names. Somebody that I know very well said that they went to authorities and there was maybe even an estimate of 30,000, with several still outside. So, I mean, do you have a number of 20 or?
No, there's no official count that I'm aware of. I'm sure John Watson would be a better authority to ask that. But I can tell you this: when I drove in, the traffic was backed up for several miles from that airport, and I took some back roads thanks to my Waze software app that I was using. It redirected me to some back roads. Otherwise, I probably would not have made it in there. I know some people did not make it into the arena there, into that hangar. They had to go to another facility where they have some big screen TVs set up for the overflow crowds. And so that's in addition to the people that were standing outside on the tarmac outside the hangar behind where the 100 or so camera people were. And so you couldn't even see a lot of them because of the camera stage. But the picture I sent you just a few minutes ago shows you just how large that crowd was, plus the overflow in the other hangar. It was amazing.
Folks, as soon as we're done as soon as this interview is over, we'll get Josh that picture and get it up so you can see the one State Senator Gooch. Senator, let me ask you a question now. You're behind the president there. How fired up is that crowd? And were you a little shocked and taken back? I mean, you hear about these rallies, but when you get there, were you a little shocked and taken back? And do you see a lot of different people that the media will not tell us attend? Would there be maybe some Latino minorities or whatever? Do you see a diverse crowd that the media does not let us know attend these rallies?
There was some diversity there. There were Latinos and there were blacks in the crowd, a lot of women, a lot of children, just a very diverse background, middle class, working class people, not extremists, but just good old-fashioned American people and good Georgians. They were from all over the state and the southeast. I met some fine people next to me and behind me, and we exchanged business cards. And so they have the same values that we have up here in North Georgia. They're good conservative people. They want to protect our borders. They want to protect our Constitution, and they want to see our government doing what it's supposed to do and not be something for everybody and just give away money that we don't have. And I think the president has delivered on the promises that he made 2 years ago. He's done more in the first 2 years than any other president in my memory, in my lifetime of voting, and people are excited about it. I've never seen this much enthusiasm toward a president and this governor's election in the last 20 years that I've been involved in politics.
And saying that, not to disregard the importance or the star power of anybody else that has come to Georgia, just all the rallies you've ever attended, nothing compared to this? No
way. This beats them all. I've been to a lot of rallies with, vice presidential candidates as well, but there's nothing in my memory that tops this. This was the biggest and the most enthusiastic crowd I've ever seen, and very, very organized group, very calm. There was no violence. There was no protesting. It was just a fun event to be around. It's something you would want to take your kids to.
Okay, let me ask you this. How do you feel? We're on the phone with the State Senator Steve Gooch here in Georgia. How do you feel, Senator, about the enthusiasm coming out of there for the Republican ticket? Let's go from Brian Kemp, and you don't have to name everyone, but how do you feel about the entire ticket, and how do you feel about Brian Kemp's chances here in Georgia against Stacey Abrams tomorrow?
Well, I live in the most conservative part of the state, obviously, and in my district tends to vote the most conservative in the state, just like Congressional District 9 is number 3 in the country. So I feel that we're going to win all the way down the ballot. But everywhere I go in Georgia, I feel the same excitement and the same enthusiasm. I know the Democrats are pumped up, and they're trying to get their vote out as well. But I believe we're going to have a huge victory here this week. There's not going to be a runoff. I think Brian Kemp wins 56, 57% of the vote. I really do. I think people are that fired up. The turnout has hit record numbers here in North Georgia. We're seeing a record turnout all throughout our counties and all levels in our elections. And so I think this is going to be a big victory for the Republican Party this week.
Well, Senator, I know you asked me why I did not go down, and a lot of people are shocked that I did not attend yesterday, knowing how I support the president. But let me just say this. You remember when the president pointed out at that big area there, the big stand where all the media was at, and he said, I wish they were 2 miles back that way so the rest of the people could get in. I did get my media credentials. I want to thank them for giving us the media credentials. But on the other hand, I would have had to been on that podium way out there, and I may have got stuck next to Jim Acosta at CNN. So I just didn't want to ruin. I didn't want to ruin my Sunday. I know it's Donald Trump, but I didn't want to ruin my Sunday afternoon standing next to fake news media and Trump accidentally, the president, thinking I was with him. How about that?
Hey, that's a smart decision on your part, because when the president made comments like that about the press, everybody there started booing him, and they started chanting, CNN sucks, CNN sucks. And so it's probably a good idea that you weren't up there, because you are one of the good guys, Brian.
I may have taken, well, I appreciate that comment, but I may have taken a sign down there that said, not CNN, put up next to my camera, not CNN. So anyhow, yes, they broke out in a chant. So let me ask you a question. The excitement in the air, I don't know how you put a label on that. The Kemp campaign, they have one more day of campaigning. Are you aware, if you had any time to read up on the possible Georgia Democrat Party hack into the election system, or just putting that vaguely? Have you seen that headline? Have you had any time to talk to anybody or hear anything about that?
I have only seen what you've seen on the news. In fact, I heard this morning George Stephanopoulos interview Stacey Abrams on Good Morning America, and I heard that small interview, that short 2 or 3 minute interview about it. I have not seen anything officially from Brian Kemp's office as Secretary of State, or from the state of Georgia as an official, comment. So I don't know anything about it more than that. But it does disturb me that if we still have hackers trying to break into our system, we know we've got to work on that issue come next session, and we've got to make sure that our voting machines are safe and secure going forward. And so these machines that we have today are almost 20 years old. I think Karen Handel actually purchased them when she was the Secretary of State several years ago, and so we've got to take a look at what do we need to do to make sure that that does not happen in the future.
Share with our voters. I have done this, Senator, over and over, but I wanted to come from you. Share with our voters, because you've worked over on the other side of the Capitol in the Senate chambers, and Stacey Abrams has been the minority leader. She's currently the minority leader in the House. But share with people what the difficulty would be with Stacey Abrams as governor of trying to pass legislation. And for what I tell people, if I ever hear somebody say, "Oh, but we're going to have the House and the Senate," and I try to slow them down, say, "Whoa, wait a minute, that's not a simple out." Can you explain the difficulty it would be trying to get legislation passed or to work with this kind of governor?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It would be a very different situation than we've got right now in the Capitol. Currently, we're only one short in the Senate of having a 2/3 majority, which can override a veto. But over in the House, I think there's 3 or 4 members short of that super majority. So we can't override a veto. If we pass any legislation, even the budget, and if she doesn't agree with it, she can veto that legislation, and then we would be stuck without, the 2/3 majority, and we don't have it in the Republican House or the Republican Senate. When Hunter Hill resigned to go to run for governor last year, we lost our supermajority in the Senate, but we definitely are worried about what may happen tomorrow in those seats. We're trying to get that seat back, that SD6, Senate District 6 in Marietta in Cobb County. We want to win that back. Leah Aldridge is running against the incumbent Democrat, Jenna Jordan, but we've got several House seats that we're worried about losing as well. And so without that supermajority, our hands are tied. So we would pass a lot of resolutions recognizing guests, naming roads after people, but that's not taking care of the business of Georgia. We've got to keep this seat as a Republican seat in the governor's office and the lieutenant governor's office as well, or else it's really going to restrict what we can do going forward. And you can forget about passing good conservative legislation if you've got a Democrat governor that can veto everything that we pass, and we have no way to override that veto.
Well, I'm glad you expressed that, because I've been sharing that with our viewers for several weeks. Don't get overexcited because there's no supermajority. So if you send it to her desk and she vetoes it, you can't override it at the current state that you have right now. So there needs to be some pickups. Before we close, we appreciate it. Before we close, we do want to highlight that the Governor Nathan Deal has called a special session here. I think starting next week. Is it next week when it starts?
Yes, sir. It'll be on Tuesday morning.
Yes, and next Tuesday morning. Can you give us a little bit of highlight of what that session is about and what the overall objective of that special session is?
Well, officially he has not issued the call, and so we are waiting for that, and I predict, he'll probably issue that this week, as early as Wednesday. I believe there's going to be the main priority of this special called session is solely for the help of the hurricane relief for South Georgia. We've lost billions of dollars in value. If you look at the agricultural industry in the state of Georgia, plus all the damage to personal and private property and commercial properties and industrial properties. So we're talking billions of dollars in losses. Now the feds are going to help with some of that cleanup. The majority of that money is coming from Washington, but the state and the local governments have to pitch in their match. So that local fair share match has to be met, and so we're looking at 75, maybe $100 million that has to be allocated toward that federal match, and so we're going to be focusing strictly on that. I don't know of any other issue at this time that he has made public that he'll be asking us to consider. I do know that there are some appointments and executive orders that he's written since we left in May or in April, and I think those have to be brought back up. And according to the Constitution, they have to be addressed as soon as the General Assembly reconvenes, and so those things will probably be put on the agenda as well. But we won't know for sure until the governor issues that call, which again I predict will probably be as early as Wednesday.
Senator, thank you very much. Get some rest. We know you went, I don't know about you, for me, Macon's about 3.5 hours, and as the crow flies, as they say, it's got to be close to that for you also. So
it was well worth the drive for the experience of a lifetime.
All right, now when we get off here, you stay tuned, and I'll tell you why the polls don't mean anything. You stay tuned for some of my predictions if you have time.
I agree with you. I don't think the polls are accurate either. I think we're going to win big. So keep chopping that wood.
Thank you. Appreciate it. State Senator Steve Gooch down there yesterday with Georgia, with the President of the United States at the Macon rally. We got numbers of 20,000, heard 30. That may be the overflow. We hear of miles of traffic trying to get in. We hear that online 62,000 tickets were requested, and 12,000 in attendance in Chattanooga, Tennessee, 42,000 in one day. I'm going to tell you what that means when we get back and why I think the polls mean nothing more than something for them to talk about at the corporate networks. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead. The model year in clearance rolls on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and the discounts on 2018 Chevys are huge. Forget MSRP on America's pickup truck. Save over $13,000 off Silverado Crew Cab LT. Forget MSRP on America's muscle car. Save over $7,000 off Camaro. The model year and discounts are huge, but the 2018 Chevys are going fast. Hurry to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
We're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. I do have some emails this morning. I have one in particular that I'm going to read. I did not get a chance to ask the senator this question. I think this is more of a question for the Secretary of State's office. And I do actually recommend the person that sent me this email concerning felons voting in Georgia and how to check on it. I recommend that email go immediately to Secretary of State Brian Kemp's office immediately, and I will read it a little later. I said last week, we already know Stacey Abrams has cornered and won the corrupt vote. Yes, they plan to steal the election. That's why you'll watch all day, all the media, they have Stacey Abrams on, the corporate left media. And do you think this will be a fair election? And will you be satisfied with the process? Because they're ready to say tomorrow that if she loses by 100,000 votes, that something's wrong with the Secretary of State's office. They'll call for an investigation. In fact, let's see here, is it possible? Could they do it? Nancy Pelosi, they're crazy as hell. So if the Dems take back the House, will they launch an investigation into the Georgia Secretary of State's office? You keep hearing impeach Trump out of Nancy Pelosi. You keep worrying about Maxine Waters being the head of the Financial Services Committee. You keep worrying about that. Those are things that should keep you up at night. I know I have those ones out there looking at me from the other side of the camera saying, they can't do that. These are the same people. You remember the Kavanaugh hearings lied? We have a woman that came out and said she lied about Brett Kavanaugh. They will do anything, folks. So if Stacey Abrams loses by 100,000 votes, that's why voter suppression. If she loses 100,000 votes, Nancy Pelosi has the gavel. There's a committee in Washington, D.C. that likes to look into elections. They may launch an investigation into the Georgia Secretary of State's office. You just keep thinking they can't do that, and I'll keep doing my job here. 30,000 in Macon. We'll stick with that number. Overflow crowd. We're just going to go with it for argument's sake, because we don't argue here with our fellow friends. 12,000 in Chattanooga last night. Many of my friends here in North Georgia, you went over to Chattanooga. So a lot of people in Georgia went over to Chattanooga last night to see the President of the United States because hour 10 minutes from here versus 3 hours to Macon. 42,000 yesterday. Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey cannot get Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey cannot get 2,000 people to show up. Now, at Barack's rallies, what they would do is they would post that you had to show up at certain locations at a certain time to get tickets, not go online. See, Trump is first come, first serve. You can go online right now and you can click on those tickets and you can print them out on your printer and have them. And then you get down there and the first 30,000 that can make it in, get in. Obama doesn't do that. They create the illusion that there's lines to see Obama. So what they do, instead of going online to get the tickets, you have to come and get in line. And then the media will run out. This is true, folks. Then the media will run out and take pictures of the lines that have assembled to get Obama's tickets. So there's 1,000 in this line, 1,000 here, and they come out with their camera. Oh my God, there's over 1,000 people in line just to start getting tickets. But together they can't get 2,000 people. That's true. They don't do it like that online. You got to go get the tickets at the Democrat office. One, so they know you're there. Two, so they can make sure they got all your information. But so they can have, what they do is they call the media. Media comes out, they write an article. Look how long the line is to see Barack Obama in Georgia to campaign for Stacey Abrams. Then what they'll do is they'll take the pictures. They will not pan the audience for Obama. They will take the pictures and they will spread them out so that at least in the backdrop from Obama, it looks like there's a crowd of 40, 50 people. Anytime they do a picture of Trump, they squeeze it down to 4 people behind him. But there's what? I mean, the biggest rallies Obama's having is like 2,000 and 3,000. Hard to find, hard to get a... gymnasium. They're in a quandary. Here's a quandary. They're in a quandary because the high school gym holds 3,500, and that's the best they could do. But if they get 5,000, the next place holds 8,000, and they don't want to show 3,000 empty seats, so they don't know what to do to fill these places up. They make it real dark in the back. This is true. Obama cannot fill up a place. Oprah Winfrey cannot fill up a place. Stacey Abrams cannot fill up a place. Joe Biden cannot. Joe Biden is speaking to 75, 300 people max, but that's all. They all run down. The whole state DNC runs down to be at the rally so they could look like they have a crowd. That's the bottom line, okay? Trump, one day, 42,000 Americans drove a distance. I'll tell you what it means in a minute. I do not believe the polls. I want to go up. I want to cover this because I don't want to forget it. Let's go to number 42. I know I told you an order, and you're about to say, well, wait a minute. You told me that, but that's not in the mix. Number 42. You remember this? I want to explain something. I have explained over and over today, and we are going to get into national news with elections. But the Georgia governor's race is making the national news, so I'm staying focused a little bit here. Why Brian Kemp should be the next governor of Georgia, we are giving you all the reasons. Georgia State Senator Steve Gooch just explained to you they do not have a majority, they do not have a super majority, meaning they cannot override a Stacey Abrams veto. So if she wants to put another $2 billion on the budget, and they send a budget that doesn't have the $2 billion, she sends it back. She vetoes it, and the Georgia State Constitution requires you to balance the budget. So what do? Give her $2 billion, settle at $1.5 billion. What do? But you got to do something according to the Constitution. So I'm giving you all the reasons why. Here's one right now, not Van Jones. CNN, this is election night, okay? You got it? Breaking news. Michigan, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, too close to call. All right, now this is early morning. These people, their nerves are shot. This is the presidential election. Michigan, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. Too close to call. Just want to put this in your brain. Why Brian Kemp or Republicans need to keep the governor's mansion in your state. Wherever you are, the governor's mansion needs to go to a Republican. Just for this reason alone, I'll go with it. Okay? Pennsylvania actually came in at midnight. At midnight, at about 11:45, I knew, the Cub fan knew, we knew Pennsylvania was in. I was getting text messages, hey, why are they not calling PA? This is like 10:30 at night. So I'm checking with some people I have on the ground there, and they won. The governor wouldn't let them call it. The Democrat governor of Pennsylvania would not let them call the race. They were busy figuring out anything they possibly could do to steal it. Oh, yeah. Because, see, remember the joke is there was one precinct in Philadelphia when Mitt Romney ran that he didn't even get a vote, not one. Trump got so many votes in in Philadelphia, okay, that they knew Hillary's vote lead in Philadelphia couldn't overcome the rest of the state. Trump got enough votes in Philadelphia that there's no way in the rest of the state could Hillary's votes overcome what Trump got in Philadelphia. Now, he did not win. I don't want to confuse you. He did not win Philly, but he got enough votes in Philly that he carried the rest of the state. The Pennsylvania GOP knew it. The top people knew it, okay? The Pennsylvania Secretary of State, which is a Democrat, and the Pennsylvania governor, which is a Democrat, they knew it. They knew it close to 11 o'clock. I knew it. The Cub fan knew it. But let me tell you something. The TV, they didn't call it till about 2 a.m. Remember, we were up at about 2 a.m. waiting for Pennsylvania, and they finally turned it red. That's because the governor of Pennsylvania was looking for he would not let it be called. He was looking for everything he could possibly do to hold it up. He was looking for every way to find Hillary that extra 20,000 votes here, 30,000 here. Democrat governor. If he could have stole the election for the Democrats in Pennsylvania, he would have. So let me fast forward to 2020, Georgia. If Donald Trump comes to Georgia in 2020 to run for president, what if Stacey Abrams and the Democrat Party are in control and they have every opportunity to see how they can do it to steal the election in 2020? Just saying. Every governor out there, you got to go vote Republican, or you're also voting against Donald Trump in 2020 because they will try to steal it. If DeSantis loses in Florida, and Florida's always a little swing there, and we're waiting for the western part of the state to come in, right? Those counties. You think Gilliam and Stacey Abrams? Let's see. I know what you're going to say. I didn't put this number on the list. Do I have a picture of Gilliam and Stacey Abrams? I thought I did together. I thought that was one. Yeah, I need number 11. I hope I survive. I gave Josh a list and 11 wasn't it. All right, there is Gilliam, okay? Trump challenges qualifications of black candidates. Black candidates, not just candidates. It can't be Stacey Abrams is unqualified. It can't be Gilliam is unqualified. They're black candidates. Oh, it doesn't matter the qualifications, okay? Doesn't matter. We'll write theirs anyway because they're black. If Gilliam wins as governor in in Florida, if Gilliam wins governor in Florida and Stacey Abrams wins governor in Georgia, that fear alone that means the Democrats will be 2 steps closer to stealing the election in 2020 because these are the people they need in charge. Democrats need them in charge for 2020. You're wondering why they're pouring? You think they like the guy? That's what cracks me up. For one reason, do you think that these people really like them? Tom Steyer, Michael Bloomberg, George Soros. You think you think Oprah Winfrey likes her? This is what stops Trump in 2020. That's their plan. These two right here will be agents of corruption to help take the election away from you in 2020. And they will do their job because they're being paid for it now, and millions and millions and millions of campaign donations through corrupt or the blue wave people. Right there. So, just telling you, think about Pennsylvania. Give me, did I ask you for number 47? Democrats have an edge before Election Day. That's what they're yelling. Number 47. And then I know I wanted give me number 35. Number 35. Baldwin in Wisconsin. I'm not for sure on that one. Brown in Ohio, I'm not for sure on that one. Casey, Bob Casey in Pennsylvania. I don't know if Lou Barletta has what he needs to pull out PA against Casey. That will be one you want to watch for. They have it likely Democrat, or not leans, likely Democrat for Bob Casey. Pay attention to that one. That one may be one that pollsters really miss. That may be one right there. You want to circle that one to watch. Donnelly in Indiana, I think he is gone. My prediction is Donnelly is gone. That'll be a Republican pickup. Heidkamp in North Dakota, I think she is gone. That'll be a pickup for Republicans. Manchin is my shocker. I think Patrick Morrissey will win West Virginia. And the president said go vote for him. We're just going to see how many people go vote because the president said so. I think maybe Manchin loses there. If Manchin was to pull it out, I'll be shocked if Morrissey wins, so that's my shocker, and I think he will win. Patrick Morrissey. Joe Manchin, if he pulls it out, Senator David Perdue will talk him into becoming a Republican. So I think West Virginia will go Republican no matter what. Karen McCaskill, and we'll look at a poll now. I think she is gone. That's another Republican pickup. Ben Nelson, I think, is gone. And Ben Nelson, I think, is gone in Florida, and that'll be another Republican pickup. I want to skip one for a minute. Tester in Montana will be gone, and that'll be another Republican pick up there. So 1, 2, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 Republican pickups in that list. Now Debbie Stabenow up there in Michigan, I could not make 2 upset picks at one time. I'm calling my upset with Patrick Morrissey in West Virginia. But I am going to tell you this. You want to stay up like Casey? Well, you want to stay up and pay attention to Stabenow in Michigan and John James. John James is the Republican, the black Republican candidate. Should I not say it that way? Because you can never talk about Stacey Abrams. Okay. Should I say John James, the Republican war hero that served our military, our country honorably, the black Republican that's running in Michigan? That's what they say every time they announce Gilliam. They should say Gilliam, the crooked, corrupt, should be in prison mayor of Tallahassee, but they don't. He is Gilliam, Ron Gilliam, or whatever his name is. That could be the first black governor in the state of Florida. And then we have Stacey Abrams, which could be the first African-American black female governor in the nation, folks, in the nation. So that's how they announce them. So Stabenow there, I'm going to recommend staying up on that one. I think John James, the black Republican war hero in Michigan, I think polls could be wrong there. So if Stabenow loses and Manchin loses and Casey lose, if that's a big one, right? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 8 pickups for the Republicans. They had 52 8 would be 60. And guess what? Anything they want to do. Anything the Senate wants to do, 60. So it's a long shot. I don't think they get 60, but don't wake up and get shocked that the Republicans have 60 on the Senate side. Do not. Do not wake up and get shocked. So that's my call on that. Stabenow, you're going to stay up late. Casey, stay up late. Maybe they stay in the Democrats' hands. Baldwin and Brown may stay there, but the other ones I feel go. So it's going to be a big pickup for the Republicans. It's going to be a big pickup for the Republicans. Let me see what other picture I have. Now let me look here. Let's look at, and I'll tell you about the polling right now as soon as I'm done with this. Let's look at 45. Josh says these are nowhere near the numbers you told me you wanted. Let's look at 45 while I'm at it, Josh. This is the Arizona Senate race, and is that the Trafalgar group? I don't know who that is. I can't read it. It's blurred at the top of my screen. This is an October 30th through November 1st poll. Martha McSally, 47, and Kirsten Sinema, 50, the Democrat. This is a poll. Let's go to Tennessee. I think that poll is wrong, by the way. Let's go to Tennessee. Let's go to number 44. Look at that one. Representative Marsha Blackwell, 44. Phil Bredesen, the former mayor of Nashville, also the former governor of Tennessee, 44. That one goes up to October 29th. I don't think that is anywhere close to the numbers. Just ask the people that went down to Chattanooga to support Marsha Blackburn with Donald Trump. Let's go to Missouri, number 43. They want you to believe this morning. This morning, there's great news. You'll not get rid of Senator Claire McCaskill that fast. She is 50-47 over Attorney General Josh Hawley, the Republican. And they're wanting you to believe that Claire is up 3 points. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you think Claire is up 3 points, and if you think Claire will win, I will sell you some oceanfront property in Arizona, because I'm going to tell you now, I've got that, which one I got here. I want give me number 19, Josh. Today, Donald Trump will be in Cleveland, Ohio, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Cape Girardeau. Now, Cub fan out there, remember what I said Friday. I believe it's true. Ohio today, Fort Wayne, Indiana. President Trump going all out with 5 rallies in 2 days. All right, yesterday, Macon and Chattanooga. Today, Cleveland, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Cape Girardeau, Mississippi. And at Cape Girardeau, Mississippi, we understand Sean Hannity will be with him, and none other than going back home, the hometown boy that went out and made it big, Rush Limbaugh, will be in Cape Girardeau, Missouri tonight with the President of the United States, and that happens to be Rush's hometown, okay? Wait till I tell you something on the polls. I really have a holder here. You got to stay with me. So if you think Claire McCaskill is going to win Missouri, you've got another thing coming. Let's take that break. Let me set up for the next segment, and I think I'll go right into some polling numbers, and I will get to your email before I close today, because it is very important. So let's take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The model year in clearance rolls on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and the discounts on 2018 Chevys are huge. Forget MSRP on America's pickup truck. Save over $13,000 off Silverado Crew Cab LT. Forget MSRP on America's muscle car. Save over $7,000 off Camaro. The model year and discounts are huge, but the 2018 Chevys are going fast. Hurry to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
We're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Don't forget, at 10 a.m. this morning, instant replay with Dave Garner. That's at 10 a.m. this morning. So stay tuned right after this show, North Georgia's only live online sports show. Now, that being said, let's go and move back in. Here's how you contacted the show: 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, chief@fetchernews.com. And there are all of our social media ways you can follow us. Now, number 29 here, we just, a sad time here in the state of Georgia this morning. This is former Georgia Supreme Court Justice Harris Hines, and he died in a car accident last night on the way home from his granddaughter's recital at a church down in Noonan. He lives up in Marietta in Cobb County, and he died last night. I got an opportunity to meet Georgia Supreme Court Justice Hines right here in LJ, and I always will thank the Superior Court Chief Justice Brenda Weaver for bringing the Supreme Court to LJ. It was a great day to watch the Supreme Court in action here. So I got to meet him, and they had a big lunch afterwards. And it's times like that where you say, hey, here's a memory I'm going to put away and have forever. And I'll never forget an opportunity to sit down at a table with Chief Justice Hines and just get a chance to say hello to him for a brief minute. But Georgia's morning, he was appointed back in the 90s. I don't have the year exactly, but he was appointed by former Governor Zell Miller. So our thoughts and prayers go out to former Georgia Supreme Court Justice Hines' family. All right, let's go to number one. Now we're going to do a run through because I got to get my finished predictions with polls. What I think polls are. Number one, remember, don't get blown away by the early voting numbers with the 18 to 29-year-old group. They just don't believe in an election day, so don't get shocked at what they're trying to turn these numbers into to mean. I want to go to number two. Number two, what is in the background? This is not photoshopped. Absolutely not. This is not photoshopped, my friends. That's in Montana. Would that be would that be 3 Indians with the full headdress behind the President of the United States, Josh?
Looks like it.
Have you heard that anywhere in the media?
Nope, first I've seen it.
That's exactly right. Native Americans there Saturday in Montana. They jumped on the horseback, went into town. That's not a joke. They're in Montana, folks. They may have tied up a couple horses to go into this rally. You think I'm joking, all right? So let's go to number 3. This is what I want to know. I want to meet these people. I want to meet them. Number 3, a poll from the Wall Street Journal, NBC News. Change of direction needed from President Trump. Want great deal or quite a bit of change, 59%. I want to know who the 59%. Who are the actually close to 6 out of 10 people that want a great deal or a bit of change out of the direction we are going as a country? Not that much, just some or no change. I want a little change, or no change, 38%. Who are these people? Number 4, NBC News, Wall Street Journal. They're running with this morning. This is the last day you have to hear these lies. Voters on economy. Very somewhat satisfied with the economy, satisfied with their own financial. 68% to 74% satisfied. Now, I don't believe in the polls, but this poll alone says Republicans will not lose. Will not lose. If you are very or somewhat, it's almost 7 out of 10 Americans are telling this pollster that they are very or somewhat satisfied with the economy. Satisfied with their own financial situation, 74. So 7 out of 10 on both of these questions. Republicans do not lose. Number 5. My primary focus has been the Senate. Now, the media is trying to spin that Trump has already given up on the House. That is the spin they're trying to sell, is Trump gave up on the House. He says we're just going to get the Senate back. That's my focus. No, when he goes to these states, okay, that he knows he can run a statewide race. If he goes to a state that there's no Senate race, his 40,000 people he brings in is only good. It will only be good enough for that district that's trying to go red. And he can't do 435 districts. So he has to focus on bringing in 30,000 people in a state Senate race and then peeling off all the other people that are running for races in that state. But if he picks a state, there's no Senate race, and there's a hotly contested House race, and there's nothing else for him to go in, then he's focusing on 90,000. I think that's it. And the rest of the state, and he misses out on the time he can win and actually get 4 or 5 House of Representatives campaigned for at the same time. So President Trump is not throwing in the towel on the House of Representatives. The media just wants to spin it that way. Let's go. Let's go to number 8. This is one I always enjoy. Number 8, where Republicans are leading. White men without a college, dumbasses. Republicans are leading with dumbasses. White men without a college degree, he's up 35%. White women without a college degree, he's up 12%. Voters age 50 to 64, he's up 9%, and he's up 7% with men. You know, here's what the media thinks of you. Seriously, okay? This is what the media actually thinks of you. The old West Virginia joke, right? Or the old Tennessee joke, or the old Alabama joke, wherever you can plug the state in. What happens when you get 32 West Virginians together? You get a full set of teeth, right? You know the old joke? That's what the media thinks of you. That's what this poll says. That's exactly what it says. Take it or leave it for what it's worth. White dumbass men, white dumbass college women without a college degree. All right, so now let's go to number 9. This is what NBC wants to lead you to believe. Where Democrats are leading. African Americans, 76%. Latinos, 28%. Voters age 18 to 34, 23%. Women, 18%. Women up 18%. Independents up 12%. Wait a minute. Go back to number 8. Level of education was very important in those. Go back to number 9. I notice there's no references to Latinos without a college degree that are working in construction. All right. I know there's no reference to Latinos with a college education. I know there's no reference to African Americans, okay, identity politics. I know there's no reference, notice there's no reference to African American with husband and wife, mom and dad in the same house, college educated, medium income, 76,000 to 200,000. I don't see no breakdowns. I just see African Americans across the board. So if you're the brother down on the street selling crack this morning, you're more likely to be in this poll. Or if you are a black American that graduated from Yale and your wife graduated from Harvard and you have 3 kids and you live in a really high-end neighborhood, they don't think any more of you than the person that's down on the corner selling crack. I know you don't like what I say, but I just don't see the breakdown. What about Latino? What about educated Latinos? Uneducated Latinos? I'm going to tell you what. I'm not racist because I know they yell at me. They call me racist. I live 2 miles from the chicken plant. I really think the Latinos over there at the chicken plant this morning, there's a couple of them missing a college degree. Just saying. No difference. But Republicans, oh yeah. So, let's go to 11. Once again, here we go. 11, Trump challenges qualifications of black candidates. Stacey Abrams and Gilliam. Let's go to number 14. CNN this morning. Dems reject GOP claim of attempt hack. Secretary of State offers no evidence of claim of failed voting hack by Dems. Don't feel bad, Brian Kemp. Every single thing Donald Trump has done, every single thing that was done during the Brett Kavanaugh, everything was done without evidence. No evidence of claim. Why the president says this with no evidence? So did you think you would be treated any different, Brian Kemp? Don't think so. So they reject that. That's number 14 on CNN. It's big. Oh, they blew this up this morning. They're trying to dispel the lie. We'll get to it. They think that this is a lie that Kemp made up. Frank Rizzo type, I can't explain it again today, Frank Rizzo type politics, old city of Philadelphia mayor, Republican. They think this was made up by Kemp at the last minute, and they're doing everything they can, CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, to try to squash this and not let you think this is a possible truth. So number 15, Georgia Dems reject. You see I'm taking a picture there. That's at 4:05 this morning. First thing in the morning, Eastern time, 4:05 a.m. right there. Number 16. Here you go, Barack Obama. I'm very upset this morning. I did not want it to ruin my beautiful Monday morning because Mondays do not upset me quite as much as they do you because I can't wait to get here to be with you and do the show. But Barack Obama really upset me because he used one of my favorite words. My dad always said, don't try to bamboozle me. And I was so, he threw bamboozle out. You can't have that. That's my word. Bamboozle. Don't let them bamboozle you, he says. Democrats make closing argument. Obama. White House trying to distract you. They are robbing you blind. While they're over here yelling caravan, and they're over here saying that fentanyl and heroin and all of these drugs are coming in, and guns and everything to kill your children. That's scaring you. They are stealing you blind over here is what Obama said. You know, it's a shame he can't get over 2,000 people. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him 2,000 to come and hear that. So Obama's begging you. You know why Obama's on a campaign trail? Trump gets elected, every damn one of them's going to jail. That's my prediction of the day. If Trump wins the House and the Senate, and that's when he's been waiting for that 2-year mark. 2-year mark. He's been waiting for it because, tell you what, they're all in trouble. Why, you think Obama's out there trying to save, I would say his skin, but he's black, and they're already calling me a racist, and all the above. Let's go to 17. Democrats make closing arguments. Okay? There is Eric Holder, Barack Obama, Joe Biden. All right? There's Cory Booker in Hoboken, New Jersey. And there's Elizabeth Warren in Worcester, Massachusetts. This is their closing argument, people. This is who's making the closing argument. Whoa. All right. Let's go to 19. Now, let's wait for 19, okay? Don't go to 19, but hold 19. I will need it. All right. Let's go to this poll, number 23. Number 3, November 3rd, Brian Kemp 48.4, Stacey Abrams 45.7. Let me just go ahead and get it out of the way. State Senator Steve Gooch, he actually put a 57 mark on there. I will tell you this, Kemp will win without a runoff. There'll be no runoff in Georgia. Kemp will win. Yesterday, Donald Trump brought enough oomph to push this guy over the finish line. And today, the GOP of Georgia finished their campaign yesterday at 4 o'clock as the president pushed it over the top. They will be out. They're doing a fly around today. There's a last day of begging people to come vote for you, but Kemp wins without a runoff. Let's go to Florida governor, number 24. They show Ron DeSantis now 45.4, 47.8. I do believe the people of Florida do realize that Gilliam is crooked in Tallahassee. That if Gilliam becomes governor of Florida, he will start being under a governor under FBI investigation, and it's not going to be Russian. That has been something that was made up. This is an FBI ongoing investigation that's already producing results before he's even elected in Tallahassee, where he is the mayor, and he will be drug into that as governor. The people of Florida know that. The other side of that is they know the top 3%, okay, of corporations will start leaving the state, and that Gilliam will put all of his high-priced government programs on the backs of the middle class that have to pay the bills, voters in the state of Florida. So I don't know if DeSantis squeaks it out. I don't know if it's, but there's only 2 candidates, but I do think DeSantis does win. I do pick Ron DeSantis to win. Same goes with number 45. 45, I do pick Ben Nelson to win in Florida, or Rick Scott to win. I'm sorry, not Ben Nelson. Okay, Rick Scott, Florida. They have him 46, Ben Nelson 47.8. I pick Rick Scott to beat Ben Nelson to take that seat there in the Senate. All right. I'm going to bypass a couple. Let's just go to number 30. These are some pictures that were on the internet. I do have some of the names of the people that sent them to me from the rally. This is in Chattanooga last night. This is the President of the United States. In Chattanooga, Lee Greenwood sang Proud to be an American in person. There's 31. Let's go to 31. That's another one of the Chattanooga rally. Let's go to 32. There's 32, a wide shot. Okay. Let's go to number 33. 33 is a wide angle. This is a wide angle October economics number. 250,000 jobs were created. 3.7 unemployment rate. 3.1 highest wage growth since 2009. And also 23 or 25,000 new manufacturing jobs that we were told are gone and never coming back. We need to just come to terms with that. They would never come back. So I won't know who are the people that want a different direction, okay? Let's go with 34. 34, Heidenkamp, 42. Kevin Kramer, 53. Heidenkamp loses there. Give me number 36. Here's the President of the United States arriving and saying hello in Macon. There's President Donald Trump. That's in Macon, Georgia. Let's see what I have left. I did those polls. And all right, so let's go back. I said I wanted to. There was 2 I wanted to go back to before we close today. And let's go to Cape Girardeau there. Okay, now I didn't have time to do this math, but let's go to number 19. Now, the president is going to Cleveland, Ohio. First of all, Cleveland, Ohio is a big city. It's a pretty good sized city there in Ohio. And it's not the largest city in the state of Ohio, but a pretty good sized city. Fort Wayne, Indiana, pretty good sized area. Okay. All right, pretty good sized area there. It's not Indianapolis. Cape Girardeau, Missouri, good sized area, but it's not St. Louis. It's not Springfield, Missouri. It's not St. Louis. It's not Kansas City, Missouri. Okay? It's Cape Girardeau. Let me say this, okay? And I got to take a break, and then we're going to come and wrap up. I want to say this, the polls. I think the polls are wrong. I think the Republicans keep the House. I do. I think the Republicans keep the House. I think they keep the Senate, and it grows. Will they lose some House seats? Possibly. But here's the thing. A Trump rally, what's it worth? Now, while they're trying to convince you that everybody attending a Trump rally is some racist and here's a dog whistle and white supremacist, and they're trying to bring out all the negatives about you, a fact we have is right in the area of 42,000. 42,000 people attended a Trump rally yesterday in areas 30 in Georgia, 12 in Chattanooga. In areas that are not Nashville, not Memphis, not Charlotte, not Atlanta, not New York City, not Washington, D.C., not a major city to where it's just boom. Within, 10-mile radius, you can put the 10,000 together and pack a little place. No, these people drive for miles. So let me put one thing into perspective for you before we go to our break on the polls, and if you trust the polls. Years ago, advertisers, okay, or companies, advertisers, whatever you may call it, if they received one letter, okay, now today we have email and everything, but if they received one letter, they said it equaled 10. It was the 1 to 10. So if a business got a letter in and said, we're not happy with your service, they would feel 10 people. Why would they feel 10 people? Because they felt if you actually took the time and got a piece of paper out, found a pen, found their address, took the time to find their address, took the time in the old days to find whoever to address it to because you didn't have the internet, wrote the letter, Mr. Businessman so-and-so, I'm not satisfied with the service I received today, signed it, triple folded it, find an envelope, addressed it, had the nerve to put your a return address, licked the back, licked the stamp, now drove over, either went out to the end of the driveway, put up the flag and put it in the mailbox, or drove to the post office and dropped it in. They felt if somebody did that, there was 10 other people, 9 that just didn't do it but weren't happy. So it was the 1 to 10 mark. Years ago, most people know that, the 1 to 10 mark. That if one person, okay, was not happy, that meant 10. Well, you know what? So what does it mean if people will drive 4 and 5 hours? What does it mean if people in Macon, Bibb County is not a small county, but it's not a monster. Well, what would it mean if Macon, Bibb County, all right, if somebody drove the day before, got a motel room? What would it mean in numbers, enthusiasm, in actual relation to polls, if the people drove all day, 4 or 5 hours, not knowing if they would get in? Who drives 4 hours? Who goes to a motel and the next day gets there at 7 in the morning for a 4 in the afternoon event just hoping to get in? Hoping. Who does that? What does that mean in volume numbers? What does that translate like the old days of the envelope 1 to 10? One person mails it, means 10 people believe. What is that effect? What's the effect? Is it 1 to 100? Does that mean for every one person that went through, there's 99 people at home that feels, I watched it, my wife watched it, so we're 2. What does it mean? I'm just telling you, the focus and the enthusiasm in these rallies. You heard State Senator Steve, I've never seen this in my life. I seen some rallies get built up. You realize Donald Trump, now Lee Greenwood did sing, you know, Proud to be an American. And yeah, Russia's going to be there tonight. But Donald Trump does not have 3 bands. You don't go at 7 in the afternoon with a lawn chair or 3 in the afternoon with a lawn chair because there's going to be 4 bands. And you don't have Oprah Winfrey or anybody else. You have the most boring music in the world. I'm proud to be an American. How boring is that? And that's what comes over the loudspeaker. I'm proud to be an American. Crowd erupts. A guy comes out, tells you boom, boom, boom for an hour. The media breaks it down if he doesn't get one thing correct. You cheer, he leaves, you go home. It's not like the rock concert that you cheer and they come back from behind the curtain to an encore performance. Donald Trump, that's what he does. So what's that real true effect? What is the true effect in the 2 marks in Florida, the 2 stops? The stop in Montana, stop in West Virginia, the stop in Ohio, the stop today in Ohio, Fort Wayne, Indiana. What is it worth last night in Chattanooga? Everything, folks. Because the pollsters are wrong. Flat wrong. And the pollsters are there for one reason, to give the corporate, look at their sets. If you'd have went Sunday and watched all the top news shows, you would see they have a set. ABC has a set built for Tuesday night that I guarantee you they got $200,000 in, $150,000. You may think I'm wrong. It's got to have graphics and everything. Got to have $200,000 invested in this thing. To call an election on Tuesday night, why, guess what? They have to buy a couple polling companies. Okay, they got to pay some polling companies, and they come up with the 537. And Nate Silverman even said, I can't call it. Why, don't get shocked if, you know, the House doesn't go Democrat. But I guess it will. But don't get shocked if it don't. The algorithm is everywhere over the airwaves. We can't really tell. NBC, they all own pollster companies. All of them do. The polls are not correct. Tomorrow morning, the polls are for no other reason for them to tell you something. The polls are completely and totally there to help them manipulate you into what they think you should know and what they think you should feel and the way they think you should vote. But they're not accurate, and the American people are tired of it, and they're not going for it anymore. Tuesday, Election day tomorrow, Wednesday, there will be a major problem with pollsters, and they will not apologize for lying to the American people about the bad poll numbers. They will spend all day saying, wonder what went wrong. Wonder where all those people were. Because our numbers were correct. If the Latinos would have showed, woulda, coulda, shoulda, will be Wednesday. Tomorrow will be the day that the Republicans Tomorrow will be the day that the Republicans keep the House of Representatives, the Senate, and obviously the presidency. You'll see. Hey, right or wrong, I'll still be here Wednesday. I'm your host, BKP. We'll take a brief break and come back for about 3 or 4 minutes because I do have a closing statement before our sports show starts.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The model year in clearance rolls on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and the discounts on 2018 Chevys are huge. Forget MSRP on America's pickup truck. Save over $13,000 off Silverado Crew Cab LT. Forget MSRP on America's muscle car. Save over $7,000 off Camaro. The model year and discounts are huge, but the 2018 Chevys are going fast. Hurry to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Folks, we're back. I have 2 minutes. They're going to yell Charlottesville. They're going to yell racism. They're going to yell pre-existing conditions. They're going to yell anything and everything they can to stop you from voting Republican. But if 4 hours of driving, waiting in line for 4 hours, and waiting to get out for 2 hours will not stop you, this is not going to stop you. The red wave will overcome the blue trickle. Now, two things before we go. All right. I did not go down. I said it with, I just want to tell you for the close. I told State Senator Steve Gooch, we were all excited yesterday. We did the Mountain Football League, and I'd like for you to stick around for that. We did the Mountain Football League, and I want to take a minute to tell you, sometimes you think we are, let me read this email, but sometimes you think, well, you know, maybe we're all about, hold on, I got an email here I want to get to. It was sent to me yesterday. Sometimes you think this is all about politics here. First, I have a concern from and I want to tell you, tomorrow when you go vote, if you've not gone to early vote, watch your screen. Make sure when you finish your ballot and submit it, that it actually go over the screen, okay, and double check that it's how you want to vote. If it is not the way you submitted your vote, immediately don't go out the door. Go back to a supervisor there at where your vote. There's a supervisor at every one, and tell them that your ballot did not cast correctly. Folks, do not leave. Look at that ballot close. Do not submit that ballot till you're done. Second, anything you see that may look illegal, report it. This is not just calling. The Democrats will do anything. I'm not going to bring up the name because I don't know that they actually asked me to do this, but I am going to read this. My son blank. My son called me last night really quite upset about people possibly voting that are not qualified. I was really quite pleased that he was so concerned. Anyway, his question is, how does the state prevent convicted felons from voting? He did some research, and apparently Georgia is in the top 5 states for the number of convicted felons. And the number of felony convictions per month is quite high. How do they get removed from the voters' roll? I don't know. Apparently someone he works with was convicted of felony manslaughter a week or two ago and voted on Friday for Stacey Abrams. That caused my son to wonder how many others there are, and if the race is close and there are 30,000 convicted felons voting, well, you do the math. Do I know? I do not. I do not, okay? My son made another point. It takes the state almost 6 months to clear your driving record or to record changes in other records. How long after your conviction does it take to get removed? I'm going to tell you, folks, that was a good one. I told you early on when the email, I had that email early on, I think you just send that, you immediately go to the Secretary of State. I do not know what they do to validate and check, okay? Because you have to swear when you sign that the information you said is true and accurate. So that's a crime in itself. So we'll see there, okay? I did not go yesterday to the Trump rally. I was really, we're really happy here and honored just to get the emails from the White House press office that we have been added to the list and accepted as media for the rally. When we got the email that said your press credentials have been approved, it was exciting. Donald Trump press credentials? That was very exciting to us. And, you know, I said jokingly, which was true, if I would have went down there yesterday, okay, to the rally, I would have had to be back there with CNN, and I would have had Donald Trump pointing my way, calling us fake news. But you know what? That wasn't what's important. What's important here to us is making sure that we stay focused on the business that we started, the business at hand, and the direction of the company, and that we don't lose our focus. Saturday, we were fortunately able to broadcast the Mountain Football League Super Bowl. 6-year-olds, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. 12 hours. A major production for Team FYN Sports, FYNTV.com. Thousands watched. And here's the reason I didn't go to the Trump rally. Because I was exhausted Sunday. But it's stuff like this that re-energizes me. And I can't wait to get here on Monday. Not an election, not politics, although I love it. Team FYN Sports, thank you for going live. So many families and friends were able to be a part of this huge event because of you guys. Yes, thank you. Another comment. Yes, thank you. I shared your post, and my family in Colorado and California were able to watch with us. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So to you people out there that your kids played in the Mountain Football League Super Bowl Saturday and we broadcast it and worked 12 hours, I want to give a shout out to our entire marketing company here that handled it. I want to give a shout out to Luther on the camera, Josh on the production table, RJ Casey doing the announcing, Reagan Young from Fannin High School, a junior at Fannin High School, Reagan Young, Samantha, the manager here, Stephanie, Lisa, the list goes on, and I just can't, I don't want to miss anybody. But that's what we did Saturday. That's why I didn't go. Politics, I knew it would be here Monday. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching Good Morning from the Office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We're running late. Don't go anywhere after these messages. Will be instant replay, Dave Gardner's instant replay sports show. Don't go anywhere. Just about 4 minutes. Take us out, Josh.